Hello and welcome back to the Doctor's Garage here on YouTube. So in this video today, I'm going to be talking about 3 interior modifications that are really easy to do to your Defender. I'm going to be doing them on my Land Rover Defender 90 TD5 today, showing you what the before looks like, what the after looks like. But I think these 3 modifications can really make a difference to how your Defender feels to drive and generally just improve the look and feel of your Defender. There's 3 items today. The last one is probably my favourite and I'll save that till the end of this video. So for those that have been following the channel for a while will know that I've done quite a few different modifications to this car over the time that I've owned it over the last couple of years. Interior is definitely the next stage really. There's a few other things maybe I might do. Exhaust is quite tempting at the moment, but interior really for me is where I probably want to spend some more focus doing that, because I've kind of neglected that for the sake of the outside, for the wheels, the tyres, bumper, everything else. So the interior really is where I'm focusing next for probably the next few months, just to kind of get it looking a lot better and seeing what is out there on the Defender market as to what I'm kind of thinking to go for my Keswick Green 90. I have mentioned on the channel before and I'm still quite keen for a tan interior, but it's more all the other parts in a TD5, because you've got this dashboard, you've got different dials, you've got different knobs, different areas. You've got a lot inside the car that could still be tweaked and changed to make a difference. In a Defender, you don't have a proper kind of leather wrap dash or anything like that, but you can still make it a really functional interior and one that looks quite cool as well. I was at a Land Rover show very recently. It was the Great British Land Rover show actually, and it was really interesting going around there looking at what manufacturers that build cars are doing to their interiors, because there's some new things that I've kind of learned and seen. One of them is having like a wood or like a teak deck rear over the wheel arches as well, with those wood strips that just slot in and you just basically screw down. Really simple, but looks much better than kind of like a carpet alternative or leaving it sheet metal. So I'm quite keen to learn a bit more about that. If you've got any information of how that's done, I'd really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below if you've done that to your Defender yourself, particularly where you get the wood slats and they literally fit in perfectly, all screwed down. That was a really interesting look and I'm quite interested to kind of replicate that. I saw that actually on the Strange Automotive stand. They did that kind of wooden load bay, which I think looks really cool. So interested to know how to do that. If you've got any tips or information, let me know. Maybe make a future video on it of doing that to my Defender 90. The other thing in my Defender is around the rear windows. You can just see around there. It's still, because this was never a station wagon, it wasn't an XS or anything like that. It was a vanback Defender originally. And so as a result, this is all bare metal, and you can buy trims from like Massey 4x4. They're quite expensive, but maybe that might make a difference. Or do I just leave it bare as it is? I'm not really sure what to do about that. I think in the back, I have got front folding seats at the moment that kind of fold off sides and then go forward, which are okay, but if I'm really honest with you, in a 90, they're not that spacious. It's almost better probably not to have seats in at all, or a lot of people do benches. But from what I understand, in this car, which is a 2006-7 kind of year, you're not allowed to have side-mounted seating, so I need to have a look at that and decide whether that's something I want to do, or just strip out the seats completely and just leave it as a 2-seat Defender. So this is the box of goodies I've got today. There are 3 items in here, as you can see, all quite small, but I think are going to make a significant difference to the interior of my Defender. And it's kind of the start, really, of my interior overhaul that I'm doing to my car. So any of the parts that I use in this video, as always, are found in the description below this video, so you can go ahead and check them out and potentially buy them yourself if you like the look of them. So the first one is this very small little box. As you can see on the front, it says, if you can actually read that, vent knobs, silver. So this is for, in the TD5 and maybe even the year before that, before the engine model before that, they have these knobs on the dash where you can open the little vents, basically the air conditioning in the TD5. And what it does is replaces those plastic knobs with these really nice billet aluminium ones, which will make a difference to how the interior feels. And it's an area you often grab when you're driving if it's warm. So it's kind of that extra tactile feeling as well, just make the car feel a bit nicer inside. So this is what these look like. So really simple, but just billet aluminium. Now there are a few different colours I could have gone for this. Could have gone for black, for example. I went for kind of the raw billet aluminium look, because I think inside of my Defender it will look quite nice to have these kind of brighter elements in it. And I've actually done that for this, a few other features that I'm adding as well over the coming weeks, because I think it will just brighten up the interior. And I think if you're going to do this and going to spend the money getting these billet aluminium pieces, you might as well have them so they actually stand out rather than having them black, because really, although this does feel plasticky, you're not going to see the difference. So for me, this is definitely the better choice. So there's obviously that one in there. I do have these as well, which were fitted by the previous owner, which are again the kind of aluminium look. What do you guys think of them? Worth keeping or not? I know people do change these. They do some screw, so I could change them in the future. I'm not really sure yet, but let me know what you guys think. And this is obviously the second one, so really simple, just threaded billet aluminium knobs that we're going to put on the inside of these the Defender now. So to take these off, it's really simple. They just unscrew. I've loosened it a little bit, but you can see these are kind of plastic ones, and these are the new ones. So really just the identical item, just a little bit of a better material to finish it off. It's falling down there. So let's have a look. So this will just go straight back on there. Try not to cross thread it. And then that just screws straight on like that. And already I can see it just looks a little bit better, a little bit nicer inside my Defender. Perfect. So now I have a new vent knob. So the second one too. And to be fair, having these on here with this old billet aluminium gear lever actually makes it look a little better too. So that looks quite nice. So the next item, this small little box, another one, and this is called, if you can see that on here, Daisy fuse screws in silver as well. So these are for your fuse box covers in the TD5. I'm not sure if it's on other models. At the moment, they're black plastic, and I'm going to be swapping them for these, which hopefully will make everything look a little bit more tied in and just a little bit better quality too. So this is what these look like, and all these parts that I'm using today are all actually from my favourite billet aluminium supplier, which is Optimil. So Daisy fuse screws just here, really nice again in that kind of just raw silver billet aluminium look. Really nice. I'm pretty obsessed actually with Optimil, how well made these parts are. They all just feel and look so good. When you start getting some of them, you can't help but just kind of want them all really. And this is the Daisy fuse screws, if that's what they're called. This is what they look like before. So you can see massive difference to the before and afters, and although it's a purely cosmetic thing, they're just so much better made, and I think it will just help brighten up my interior quite a lot with these new ones. So let's put these new ones in, if I can find where that thread is. So these have a different head, they're not the round head, they're actually a bit easier to get in and out because they've got this sort of more grippy head on them too. Perfect, so that is both of those on, and you can see now, even more so, this doesn't look too bad now we've got those on. Interested to know what you think though. What else should I change this to? If there is any other choices, should I go for like a wood one? I don't know if that would really suit with the interior of my car, but anyway, wood one is an option. There's a few others as well. So they look really, really cool, and they all match now with that as well. So kind of getting this kind of billet aluminium look throughout the interior of my car, which I'm really, really pleased with. And the final most exciting piece for the interior of my Defender today is the final bit in this box, which is billet aluminium pedal covers. So this is what we're dealing with at the moment. These are your standard pedal covers, just like rubber cappings, and this is the new billet aluminium ones. Again, from Optimil, really well made bits of kit, and I'm excited to see how they're going to brighten up the interior of my car and the footwells, putting them on. And these are just looking a bit tired, a bit dirty, they don't really come out clean. So I'll be fitting these as well today. So these just literally come off, like peeling them off the underside of the pedal. I did use a pair of pliers actually just now to be able to help sort of pull that rubber off. Bit of classic Defender corrosion there, but that's what the bare pedal looks like. The accelerator pedal actually has just a rod underneath it, you can see, and my pedal cover is actually just cracked trying to take that off. I've taken that one off now, so they're both bare. This one's a bit of a nightmare, and I think when I look actually, it seems like that probably just is meant to slide off, but that's a bit easier said than done when it's this worn out. Just taken this one out of the packaging, which is absolutely brilliant, but I've just noticed there's actually some little grub screws there, and I imagine the same is going to be on that one, and that's probably why I can't get it off. So let's have a look. We'll have got that off. I just used a hammer in the end to knock it off. It doesn't have any, or is that a screw? It didn't have any grub screws in it that I could see, so I just literally just pulled it straight off, and it's come off quite well actually. So it seems quite simple to fit these. There's a little notch at the top, that's a sticky pad, and they just go like that. So that one on there, then this one I think I need to move those little grub screws to put that on, but it looks pretty cool. So just going to peel that film off. So that is the brake and the clutch on, looking very good. We're just going to finish this one off with the grub screws and that'll be on too. Here's my new pedal covers all in bit of aluminium, which now matches my fuse box covers, and also here as well, and now my gear stick too actually. So yeah, pleased with that. Just tidies things up, very small modification, but I think one that looks good. I hope it was an interesting short video today about some of the new things I've done to my Defender. I've got loads more parts to come over the next coming weeks, so stay tuned and go check out my other videos here on YouTube.